Excited to be here. Welcome to Rob Schmidt tonight. I am David Harris Jr. filling in for Rob. America is the most powerful country in the world. We have the most sophisticated technology and military in the history of mankind. We can find a high-value target, a terrorist, hiding in a hole in the Hindu Kush mountain range in Afghanistan and launch precision airstrikes directly into the lap of an enemy combatant. But we can't track a drone the size of a school bus? It's not an F-35 blasting through the skies, it's a drone. And yes, we now have reports that some of these drones are the size of a school bus.
It was just about the size of a school bus, hovering about 150 feet over the trees, and I can't keep my eyes off it, yet I want to take a picture. So now hovering right over the trees, and then I realized I should take a picture. I reach back into my car, grab my phone, and as I come back out of my car with my phone, I go up to take a picture, and it starts immediately zooming away, almost like it had seen what I was trying to do.
The size of a school bus and the ability to detect when someone is a threat or trying to record it, this is absolutely insane, friends. And this isn't the first report of its kind. One man tried to confront a drone with his own drone, but he didn't get far because his drone got disabled mid-flight.
The other night, there was, right here over Picatinny, there was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, lost control, and my drone started going down, dead battery.
So these drones can not only avoid detection by traditional methods, but they can scramble other aircraft, deplete its energy, and force it to crash. Newsweek's reporting that a family in Morris County followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered over them, the car's clock started changing time, only to return to normal once they drove away from the aircraft. New Jersey Mayor Michael Melham, who will be joining the show shortly, he's instructed first responders to contact a bomb squad, wear hazmat suits if they come into contact with these mysterious drones. It doesn't take an expert to realize that this is a serious threat to national security. But for some reason, the White House says they're not a threat.
We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat, or have a foreign nexus. The Department of Homeland Security and the FBI are investigating these sightings, and they're working closely with state and local law enforcement to provide resources using numerous detection methods to better understand their origin.
Friends, this is doublespeak, and a clear example of doublespeak. John Kirby, the White House National Security and Communications Advisor, says in the same breath, these drones are not a threat. There's no foreign nexus, but they have no idea the source. They're providing resources to help local authorities better understand the origin of the drones. How stupid do they think we are? Very. They don't know what they are. They don't know what they're doing or where they're from, but your government assures you they're not a threat. Ask yourself this. Do you believe what your government is telling you? Because this has now been going on for weeks, and we don't have any answers. But we're getting flooded with reports like this.
Car-sized drones operating for hours in restricted airspace and able to elude local law enforcement when they send their own drones up to give chase. In New Jersey, the Army reporting the Picatinny Arsenal has had 11 unauthorized drone incursions in the last month.
Look what's back again. Same spot as last night.
The minute you get eyes on them, they go dark. This is something we're taking deadly seriously.
Drones evading detection, 11 incursions just in one military base, and the New Jersey mayor saying that they're taking things deadly seriously. But your government, with the power and resources of the most advanced intelligence gathering apparatus in the world, says we can't corroborate any of these sightings.
We have not been able to, and neither have state or local law enforcement authorities, corroborate any of the reported visual sightings.
So the government can't confirm any of this. We have dozens, maybe hundreds of drones invading our country, reportedly from offshore, harassing military installations, weapons facilities, and even appearing over airports. We're now learning that drones are appearing at U.S. military bases overseas, like in Germany. Security sources telling Reuters that authorities had not traced the operators of the drones, but they've ruled out the possibility that the drones were operated by amateurs. This is unacceptable. You have to carry an ID and go through intense security at an airport. If you try to enter a military base without authorization, you'll likely get shot. But an army of drones are free to invade our country without consequence. And now reports are that these drones are landing.
Well, several agencies are involved in an investigation in Hillsborough, New Jersey, as to a possible drone landing that happened yesterday. The search is ongoing right now. You can see a staging area by Somerset County hazardous material units. We also understand the FBI is aware of the incident. Again, it's a search ongoing. It is primarily happening in a wooded area just adjacent to a shopping center. Basically a wide area search on foot, as well as several all-terrain vehicles ongoing in this area.
Well, the crash apparently happened last night. The search began 11 hours later, this morning at 7:30 a.m., and the search was abandoned by noon. If you feel like no one is taking this seriously, you're not alone. And if you feel like someone is lying, well, you have company. Meanwhile, we have lawmakers calling for a state of emergency, even calling for these drones to be shot down. And Congressman Van Drews of New Jersey, just a couple of days ago on this show, doubled down on the theory that these drones are from an Iranian mothership off the coast.
So I had highly placed, knowledgeable, high-level individuals come to me and tell me of their concern. And that was their very concern, that Iran has dealt with China, does have a mothership, does have the technology. That mothership is not imported in Iran right now, and they don't know exactly where it is, number one. The individuals who came to me have top security clearance. These are real people.
This is the same Iran that instructed one of its agents to stalk and assassinate Donald Trump. We don't know the capabilities of these drones, but you can imagine the payload a car-sized drone could carry. Drones are the wave of the future in warfighting. And these drones have been sighted over Donald Trump's golf course in Bedminster. I was there just a few months ago. An assassination attempt has already happened before. But our federal government's official position, well, when they don't know anything about the drones, is to assume that they're friendly. Well, drones have been used in assassination attempts before.
Venezuelan official has confirmed that President Nicolas Maduro was unharmed in an attempted attack on Saturday. Drones loaded with explosives exploded close to the stage where Maduro was giving a speech.
The assumption should not be that they're friendly. The drones should be treated as a national security threat. And the fact that our government is so nonchalant about this raises serious questions. What do they know? Because it's impossible to believe that they know nothing. So what is it that they don't want to tell us? Is it that bad? Who's behind it? What are they doing? And at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if our own government is actually behind it. Joining me now is that mayor who instructed first responders to call the bomb squad or wear hazmat suits if they came into contact with drones, Mayor Michael Melham of Bellevue, New Jersey. Mayor, thank you for joining the show tonight. You seem pretty alarmed about this. I'm alarmed about this. These are drones that could be carrying God knows what. We have no idea. The local officials, state officials can't tell us anything. The federal government that I don't trust currently, this administration tells us, well, everything's fine. It's safe. Have you found out anything new that would lead you to believe that these drones shouldn't be treated as a threat?
Yeah, sure. So on Wednesday, I joined about 200 of my mayoral colleagues at an unprecedented meeting that we had. It was a security meeting. It was just for mayors only, and we were briefed along with members of the state legislature. Interestingly, I'll note our governor was not present. We were a little insulted on that. We were a little disappointed that he was not there to talk to us, but we did learn some information from our state police. We were told that they could be the size of small cars, and we were told that there's an unknown payload. When we talked about what we would do if one gets down, we didn't have any guidance at that point. But today, we received guidance on twofolds. We received guidance that our fire departments should be instructed to wear hazmat if they encounter a downed drone. And we were also told that our police departments, when they get a call, if a drone goes down, that they should immediately call the county bomb squad to make sure that they're there. So that was the guidance that we received just today.
That doesn't make you feel comfortable that there's, nothing going on, that these shouldn't be treated as a threat. What about the one that went down and they started to search 11 hours later and they called the search off 4 or 5 hours after that? Anything new come of that? Because it seems to me that finding one of these drones, either shooting them down or following one, would help answer a lot of questions.
I've made some inquiries about that specific incident. We have not gotten an update. But keep in mind, the federal government is still telling us there is no credible threat. I mean, New Jersey people are feeling insulted now. We're being told that the things we're seeing, we're not seeing. These things are hovering 100 feet above our homes. There's cause for concern here, and we're being called liars. We're being called that, you don't know what you're seeing. You're seeing airplanes. I mean, it's getting insulting at this point. We're really asking for transparency. I'm no longer really concerned about wanting to know who's operating the drones. I mean, to me, it's pretty clear. We were told that they're hovering over our critical infrastructure. We're being told there's no credible threat, even though they don't know, supposedly, where they're coming from. We're told they won't shoot them down. We're told they won't do a ban, and they have blinking lights. I mean, so things to me, that adds up to probably government assets. If there are government assets out among, flying over our houses, protecting our critical infrastructure, because that's the way it could be. I mean, it could be either way. The fact that they're flying over our critical infrastructure can either be cause for concern or cause for comfort. I'm somebody that's saying, okay, let's just say it is our federal government. Let's just say they are government assets that were never previously deployed before. Why are they circling right now? Why are they out there right now? Are they aware of a threat? And this is the first time members of Congress supposedly wouldn't even be aware of this, which is why everybody's asking questions. Is there a concern right now that they're aware? You can put a drone up in the sky and take a picture and it'll be gone. You can put a drone in the sky and map and it'll be gone. But the fact that these things are patrolling nightly, they appear to be looking for something, and we want to know why they're out there.
Yeah, well, it makes sense to want to know why. I mean, it's happening in New Jersey, but what's to stop these things or whoever's behind these drones to start enacting them and releasing them all over the country, releasing all over large cities, large to small cities? It's very, very concerning. Hopefully you find some answers very soon. And if you do, we'd love to have you back on. Final thoughts as to just anything that you think it may be? Any idea whatsoever?
I mean, if I had to guess, as I previously said, if I had to guess, I would say these are government assets that are being deployed for the first time. They're being deployed because they're aware of a threat. They're either tracking something or they're looking for something. We do not believe that the government has no clue. You can't tell me that you can read your driver's license from a mile up in the sky with a satellite, probably why it's still in your pocket, by the way, yet they have no idea what's flying over our airspace. It's insulting, and we need transparency, and we need it now.
Yeah, it is insulting, and there's no way to actually know for sure that these aren't from a foreign adversary like Iran. There's no way to know because they haven't said. Mayor Michael Melham, thank you so much, sir, for joining me tonight. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Joining me now is the Deputy Assistant to the President and Senior Director for Counterterrorism for the incoming Trump administration, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Dr. Gorka, my brother, thank you so much for joining the show tonight. Trump is calling now something I've been calling out on my show to shoot down these drones. He also said that can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? I don't think so. What are your thoughts on what should happen with these drones and what President Trump said should take place?
Well, yes, something has to be done. Either the government knows what they are or they're incompetent. But with regards to that earlier report about one of the drones flew over us and the digital clock in our car stopped working, that's an early episode of the X-Files. So let's stop it with the fantasy stuff. Look, Kabul Kirby is a clown, and he's a disgrace, an utter disgrace to the naval uniform he just once wore. That clip you played at the beginning of your monologue, you said, we don't know what they are or where they come from, but they're not a threat. Well, that's just asinine. I mean, that's what a clinical imbecile says. If there's a man with a shotgun walking around your neighborhood, you can't say he's not a threat, because he could be a hunter that's lost his way, he could be a cop, or he could be a member of Tren de Aragua. So either they know or they're cretins, okay? The only thing I will say, just analytically, is if they truly are the size of a SUV or a bus, that is very unlikely to be a non-state actor. That is a very serious piece of hardware. As a result, it's probably a state actor. I don't believe these reports about Iranian motherships. Iran is 7,000 miles away. The idea that, you know, a broken military like Iran's could actually bring a mothership 7,000 miles away from their territory, I don't buy it. But, you know, my friend, do you remember there was a rather large military balloon that traversed U.S. airspace
I do.
Not too long ago?
Yeah.
And I think it was connected to a certain country. Do you remember that story?
I do remember the story, and Joe Biden let it go all the way across the country, just taking pictures or doing whatever it was doing, and just no repercussions whatsoever. I seem to remember that, Seb.
There you go. So draw your own conclusions.
And that does make a lot more sense, probability-wise, that it could be China over Iran. Maybe Iran is a smokescreen. Who knows? At the very least, though, these should be treated as a national security threat. I do not like at all. I know you and I have been to Bedminster plenty of times. I do not like that after 2 failed assassination attempts against the incoming commander-in-chief, he has not taken office yet. I do not like that these things are flying over his home in New Jersey. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so this is a very serious issue. These things have to be identified, and if they can't be deemed to be safe, they must be neutralized. The FAA has very strict regulations over drones, which makes it very difficult for local municipalities to deal with them. But on top of that, local municipalities and local police forces, the majority of them actually use drones themselves, which come from China. People don't know this stuff. Most of the drones being used for law enforcement purposes are actually produced in an enemy nation state, or a state that is an adversary to us. So we need to fix all of this stuff. We need to have a capability to neutralize it if necessary. I can't talk about it now, but there are technologies that allow you to neutralize drones in the air which are not kinetic. These have been developed in the last 3 years over the skies of Ukraine. But we need answers right now, and local authorities must develop these capabilities in collaboration with the feds after we take over on January the 20th.
Yes, absolutely. I cannot wait. The country cannot wait. Congratulations again on your appointment, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. My brother, I appreciate you joining tonight. God bless.
God bless and Merry Christmas.
Yes, you too. Coming up, the devil made me do it. A guardian angel wrecks a satanic display next to a nativity scene in New Hampshire.
It's our America.